What does the number 3 in Bible mean? Some interesting facts you should see. What does the number 3 in the Bible mean? For some, this number can come insignificant, especially if it only lies bare without any context. However, if you are keen enough, you'll realize that the number has a degree of importance in the Scriptures. I am not making any theories here because this figure has been representing a lot of important events in the Holy Bible. To know more about the significance of number 3, I do recommend that you read this entire article. The number 3 in the Bible. As humans, we are fond of meanings. We love to put interpretations on any figure or aspect that catch our attention. For instance, the number 3 is not only sought in the Bible. Even in our daily lives, people who encounter this number through their experiences and visions put a lot of meaning to it. And that is entirely understandable. After all, these numbers may represent a lot of things. Some instances prove that they came from the higher realms. They can tell people that they have their respective calling to fulfill. But how about the Bible? How does this divine book put the number 3 into perspective? I am not sure where people began to give meaning to number 3. The last thing I know, we are already used to some expression that involves it. A good example would be the phrase 3 is a crowd. We also have this statement that goes like this: the third time's the charm. There's no guarantee if these phrases are centered on the idea that number 3 has a meaning. I cannot conclusively say that the number is the reason why these iconic phrases have been given birth. However, in the Bible, the number 3 has been used multiple times. No. I am not talking about verses or chapters here. Instead, I am referencing the number based on the context that it has been included. It seems that even in the world of Christianity, this number is telling a lot of things. There's no exaggeration when I say that this number has been so present in the Bible. The first case that I am going to cite is Noah. Noah, a prominent being in the Bible, is told to have 3 sons. You can find this in Genesis chapter 6 verse 10. Another example is Abraham, the father of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 18 verse 2, Abraham has been a recipient of tree visitors. Meanwhile, Jonah chapter 1 verse 17 told a story that Jonah, the reluctant man of God, has been stuck in the belly of the fish for straight 3 days and 3 nights. Are these passages indicate that number can be attributed to divine contexts? Or is it something that just happened through coincidence? What I do know is that the Bible has been written with the guidance of God and the Holy Spirit. Therefore, the use of this number can be treated as intentional rather than the opposite. Other examples of the number 3 in the Bible. There are prominent and significant events in the Bible that the number is involved. When Jesus fasted, the devil tempted him. There were 3 attempts to tempt Christ, but all of these failed. The outright rejection of Christ to the offers of the devil has been indicated in 3 references. Check Matthew chapter 4 verses 1 to 11. Interestingly, it is stated that the ministry of Jesus Christ, while he was still on earth, lasted for 3 years. Jesus was denied by Peter 3 times, as it has been told by Luke chapter 22 verses 54 to 62. Notably, there are 3 times the Son of God has emphasized his genuine and everlasting love. John chapter 21 verses 15 to 17. Right now, you can already see that the number has been used in the Bible multiple times already. Considering that the events in the Bible are all real, there's a good chance that heavenly realms have high regards to this number. It is not a conclusive statement. But that is something that is worth pondering. Perhaps, the most impactful appearance of the number 3 in the Bible is the end of the journey of Christ here on earth. After he was crucified in the Calvary, his physical body was buried. On the 3rd day, as based on the text of Luke chapter 24 verse 7, Jesus has defeated death. He was resurrected. There are no hard pieces of evidence that can support the claims that the number has been a number of the divine. However, based on the scriptures that we have listed here, the number 3 might be suggesting unwritten patterns that only the spiritual senses can comprehend. The biggest sects of Christianity, Catholicism and Protestantism, have high regards to this number. Take note that these religions believed in the Trinity or the 3 identities of God. Their individuals' existences are said to be merged as one being.